Welcome to Algeria, the largest country in Africa, and a land of remarkable diversity and rich heritage. Today we explore this magnificent nation that bridges Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Arab world. From its stunning coastline to the vast Sahara Desert, Algeria offers a journey through time and culture. Our journey begins in Algeria's capital, Algiers, known in Arabic as Algiers, meaning the islands, a name that harks back to the small islands that once dotted its bay before becoming part of the mainland in the 16th century. This vibrant port city perched on the Mediterranean is the nation's political, economic, and cultural heart. It is a city of captivating contrasts, where the grand Haussmann-style architecture of the French colonial era gives way to the labyrinthine alleys of the historic Kasbah, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that cascades down the hillside. This ancient citadel is the soul of the city, a living museum whispering tales of centuries past. Beyond the capital lies a country of staggering scale and geographical diversity. Algeria is not just a nation in North Africa, it is the largest country on the entire African continent and in the Arab world, and the 10th largest on the planet. Its geography is a dramatic tapestry woven from distinct regions. The northern coast is dominated by the Tell, a fertile strip of land nestled between the sea and the Tell Atlas Mountains, where most of the population lives. Further inland between the Tell and Saharan Atlas ranges lie the high plateaus, or Hos Plateau, a region of steppe-like plains. But the true giant of Algeria's geography is the Sahara Desert, which covers more than 4/5 of the country. This is not a monotonous sea of sand but a dynamic world of towering dunes, hidden oases, and breathtaking mountain ranges like the Hogar and the Tassilin Ager, whose ancient rock art tells the story of a time when this desert was a fertile savanna. This immense territory, stretching from the Mediterranean deep into the heart of Africa, shares over 6,700 kilometers of land borders with 7 nations. To the east lie Tunisia and Libya, forming the eastern flank of the Maghreb region. To the southeast, it borders Niger, a historic gateway for trans-Saharan trade. The long southwestern frontier is shared with Mali and Mauritania, while to the west lies Morocco and the disputed territory of Western Sahara. These borders are more than just lines on a map. They are conduits of shared history, culture, and trade that have connected the peoples of this region for millennia, shaping a complex and interconnected geopolitical landscape. Within these borders live approximately 45 million people, making Algeria the 10th most populous country in Africa. However, the population is far from evenly distributed. The vast majority, around 90%, are concentrated in the narrow coastal region, while the immense Sahara remains sparsely inhabited. Algeria is a nation of youth, with a significant portion of its population under the age of 30, representing a dynamic force for the country's future. The ethnic identity of the nation is predominantly Arab-Berber, a heritage that is deeply intertwined. The Berbers, or Amazigh, are the indigenous people of North Africa, and their culture and language form a foundational layer of Algerian identity. This rich cultural identity is vividly expressed in the nation's linguistic landscape. Algeria has 2 official languages, Arabic and Tamazight, the Berber language. While modern Standard Arabic is used for official government and educational purposes, the daily spoken language is Darija, a distinct Algerian dialect of Arabic. The recognition of Tamazight as an official language in 2016 was a landmark moment, honoring the country's deep Amazigh roots. It is written in the ancient Tifinagh script, now increasingly visible on public buildings and signs. Due to its colonial history, French also remains widely spoken and understood, functioning as a key language in commerce, diplomacy, and higher education, though its place in society continues to be a subject of national conversation. The currency facilitating daily life and commerce across this vast nation is the Algerian dinar, abbreviated as DZD. Introduced in 1964, a couple of years after independence, it replaced the Algerian new franc. The banknotes and coins are more than just currency, they are a canvas displaying the nation's pride. They feature intricate designs depicting national heroes, significant historical events, architectural landmarks, and the country's rich natural resources, serving as a constant, tangible reminder of Algeria's unique heritage and journey as a nation. Beyond Algiers, major cities include Oran, the country's second-largest city and important port. Constantine, known as the City of Bridges, sits dramatically atop limestone cliffs. Annaba serves as a major industrial center and Mediterranean port city. The Atlas Mountains stretch across northern Algeria, with the highest peak being Mount Tahat at 3,003 meters. The Sahara Desert covers over 80% of Algeria's territory, creating breathtaking landscapes. The Chalif River is Algeria's longest river, flowing 700 kilometers to the Mediterranean Sea. Algeria experiences a Mediterranean climate along its coast, with mild, wet winters and hot, dry summers. The interior features an arid desert climate with extreme temperature variations. The Atlas Mountains enjoy a cooler climate with occasional snowfall in winter. Algeria is home to unique wildlife, including the endangered Barbary macaque found in the Atlas Mountains. The Sahara hosts specially adapted species like the fennec fox and the critically endangered addax antelope. The Mediterranean coast provides habitat for diverse bird species and marine life. The story of Algeria is etched into the very stones of the Maghreb, a narrative stretching back millennia. Its earliest known inhabitants are the Amazigh, or Berber people, whose resilient culture and language have endured through countless epochs of change. Long before the arrival of foreign powers, they established powerful kingdoms like Numidia, which thrived on trans-Saharan trade routes. The influence of Carthage brought Punic culture to the coast, but it was the Roman Empire that would leave the most monumental footprint. For centuries, this land was a vital part of the Roman world, a breadbasket for the empire, dotted with magnificent cities like Timgad and Jamila. These meticulously planned colonial towns, with their temples, forums, and theaters, stand today as silent testaments to an era of profound transformation, where local Berber traditions first began to merge with the classical world. The fall of Rome ushered in a period of flux, with Vandal and Byzantine rule. But the most defining shift came with the Arab Islamic conquest in the 7th century. This event fundamentally reshaped the region's identity, introducing the Arabic language and the Islamic faith, which were embraced and integrated into the existing Amazigh culture. A succession of powerful Islamic dynasties, from the Rustamids to the Almoravids and Almohads, fostered a golden age of intellectual and artistic achievement. By the 16th century, facing Spanish expansionism, Algiers sought protection from the Ottoman Empire. For over 300 years, the Regency of Algiers operated as a semi-autonomous state, a formidable naval power whose corsairs were both feared and respected across the Mediterranean. The intricate, labyrinthine streets of the Kasbah of Algiers are a living legacy of this era, a fusion of Moorish and Ottoman influences that continues to pulse with life. In 1830, this chapter of Algerian history came to an abrupt end. Using a diplomatic slight as a pretext, France invaded, beginning a period of colonization that would last 132 years. Unlike other colonies, Algeria was systematically settled by Europeans and legally integrated into France, yet its native Muslim population was denied citizenship and rights. This created a deeply divided society, where fertile lands were confiscated and a French cultural and administrative system was imposed. The colonial project profoundly altered Algeria's economy, society, and even its landscape, but it never extinguished the spirit of resistance. After decades of simmering resistance, the struggle for freedom erupted into a full-scale conflict. The Algerian War of Independence, which began in 1954, was a brutal and devastating 8-year fight led by the National Liberation Front, or FLN. It was a war fought in the mountains and the cities, marked by guerrilla tactics and harsh counterinsurgency measures, exacting an immense human toll. Finally, in 1962, the Evian Accords were signed, and Algeria claimed its hard-won independence, sparking jubilant celebrations across the nation. The post-independence era was challenging, defined by the FLN's single-party rule and a socialist economic model. The country faced further turmoil during the Civil War of the 1990s, a dark decade that left deep scars on the national psyche. Today, Algeria is a presidential republic with a multi-party system, a framework born from the ashes of its complex past. The government is structured around the separation of powers. The executive branch is led by the president, who is the head of state and government, currently Abdelmajid Tebboune, who took office in December 2019, following the massive Hirak protest movement that called for systemic change. The legislative branch is a bicameral parliament, composed of the National People's Assembly and the Council of the Nation, responsible for creating and debating laws. The judicial branch, headed by the Supreme Court, is tasked with interpreting these laws and upholding the constitution. This intricate system of governance reflects Algeria's ongoing journey to forge a stable and democratic future while honoring the immense sacrifices of its past. Islam is the predominant religion practiced by over 99% of the population. Religious festivals like Ramadan and Eid are celebrated with great devotion and community spirit. The Mawlid festival celebrating the Prophet's birthday features traditional music and religious ceremonies. Traditional dress includes the haik for women and the burnous for men, symbols of Algerian cultural identity. Berber communities maintain their distinct traditional clothing with vibrant colors and geometric patterns. The crescent and star symbolize Islam, while the green represents nature and white represents peace. Football is by far the most popular sport, with Algeria's national team achieving continental success. Athletics, particularly middle and long-distance running, has brought Algeria Olympic medals. Traditional sports and games remain popular in rural communities across the country. Algeria is the birthplace of Rai music, a popular genre that blends traditional and modern elements. Traditional dances like the chabi reflect the rich cultural heritage of different regions. Modern Algerian artists continue to innovate while preserving traditional musical roots. Couscous is Algeria's national dish, traditionally served on Fridays with vegetables and meat. Tagine and stews feature prominently in Algerian cuisine, slow-cooked with aromatic spices. Sweet pastries like makroud and baklava reflect the influence of Ottoman and Arab culinary traditions. Spice markets showcase the importance of flavor in Algerian cooking, with harissa being particularly popular. Fresh bread is essential to every meal, often baked in traditional communal ovens. Mint tea is the traditional drink of hospitality, served throughout the day in small glasses. Algeria's economy is dominated by oil and natural gas, which account for over 95% of export earnings. Mining of iron ore, phosphates, and zinc contributes significantly to the industrial sector. Agriculture employs many Algerians, producing wheat, barley, citrus fruits, and olives. Major exports include petroleum, natural gas, and petroleum products to Europe and Asia. Imports consist mainly of machinery, food products, and manufactured goods. Algeria ranks as the fourth largest economy in Africa, though it faces challenges diversifying beyond hydrocarbons. Algeria's story, etched in stone and sand, begins in the heart of its capital. The Kasbah of Algiers, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is not merely a collection of old buildings. It is a living, breathing soul. To wander its labyrinthine alleyways is to step back in time. Founded in the 10th century, the citadel we see today is a masterpiece of Ottoman-era urban planning, a dense maze of whitewashed houses that cascade down the hillside to the sea. Each turn reveals a hidden courtyard, a quiet fountain, or an ornate wooden balcony. This was the very heart of the Algerian resistance during the War for Independence, its confusing layout providing a natural fortress for freedom fighters, a story immortalized in film and history. Today, it remains a vibrant community where generations of families live amidst the echoes of the past, and the air is filled with the scent of spices and the sounds of artisans at work, preserving a way of life against the march of time. But Algeria's history stretches much further back, into the annals of the Roman Empire. The country was once a vital breadbasket for Rome, and the empire left behind some of the most spectacular and well-preserved ruins in all of North Africa. Timgad, another UNESCO treasure, is a stunning testament to Roman precision and power. Founded by Emperor Trajan around 100 AD as a colony for army veterans, it was designed from scratch as a perfect grid. Walking its stone-paved streets, you can trace the outlines of a bustling city, from its grand theater and public library to the forum where citizens once gathered. The Arch of Trajan still stands as a proud gateway to this ghost city, a symbol of an empire's ambition frozen in time. Equally breathtaking is Jamila, whose Arabic name means the beautiful one. Unlike Timgad's flat plain, Jamila's temples, basilicas, and triumphal arches are uniquely adapted to their mountain environment, creating a dramatic fusion of architecture and nature. Here the floors come alive with some of the world's most intricate and vibrant mosaics, telling stories of gods, gladiators, and the abundant life that once flourished. And along the coast, the ruins of Tipasa offer a different kind of magic, where Phoenician, Roman, and early Christian history meet the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean. To walk among these three sites is to understand the sheer scale and enduring legacy of Roman civilization in Algeria. Venturing deep into the Sahara, we find a history that is older still. Tassili in Algiers National Park is an otherworldly plateau of eroded sandstone, a veritable forest of stone. But its true wonder is hidden on the rock walls. This is one of the world's greatest open-air galleries of prehistoric art, with more than 15,000 paintings and engravings. These images form a priceless record of life, migration, and dramatic climate change over millennia. The oldest art depicts animals from a time when the Sahara was a lush green savanna teeming with elephants, giraffes, and cattle. Later images show the arrival of horses and finally camels, charting the desert's relentless advance. It's a profound connection to our deepest human ancestry, a silent story told across 10,000 years. The Sahara is a land of infinite variety, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the Algeria Mountains. This is a lunar landscape of jagged volcanic peaks rising from the desert floor, a place of profound silence and stark beauty. Sacred to the nomadic Tuareg people, the blue men of the desert, this is their ancestral home. Their culture is woven into the fabric of this harsh environment, their resilience and deep spiritual connection to the land legendary. For travelers, the Sahara offers unparalleled adventure. Beyond camel treks through the iconic sand seas of the Grand Erg, there are thrilling 4x4 expeditions across gravel plains and journeys to hidden oases, where the sight of green palms is a miracle of life. And when night falls, far from the glow of any city, the desert reveals its final treasure. A sky so dense with stars it feels close enough to touch. From the arid heart of the desert to the country's northern edge, Algeria's landscape transforms completely. The Mediterranean coastline stretches for over 1,200 kilometers, a world of pristine beaches and crystal-clear waters. This is a coast steeped in the history of seafaring empires, from the Phoenicians to the Spanish. Historic port cities like Oran pulse with a unique energy, its architecture a reminder of past Spanish rule and its streets the birthplace of rebellious rye music. Along the turquoise coast near Algiers and the wild protected coves of Alcala National Park, the pace slows. Here, life revolves around the sea, in quiet fishing villages where the day's rhythm is set by the return of the boats, promising fresh seafood at waterfront cafes. This rich diversity of landscape is matched by the richness of Algerian culture. The country is renowned for its traditional crafts, which are far more than simple souvenirs. The geometric patterns of a Berber carpet are a form of symbolic language, telling the story of a tribe or family. The silver jewelry of the Tuareg is imbued with protective meaning, while the hand-painted pottery of the Kabylie region is a tradition passed down from mother to daughter. This cultural depth extends to the table. Algerian hospitality is legendary, often expressed through the sharing of food, from the national dish of couscous to sweet pastries, and the ritual of pouring mint tea, a gesture of welcome and respect that turns strangers into friends. From the Mediterranean shores, across the verdant Atlas Mountains, and into the endless expanse of the world's largest hot desert, Algeria is a nation of breathtaking contrasts. It is a land where ancient Roman cities share the horizon with modern life, and where the stories of humanity are written on both canyon walls and the vibrant streets of the Kasbah. For the traveler willing to look deeper, Algeria offers a journey that is at once an adventure through epic landscapes and an immersion into a deep, diverse, and welcoming culture. Algeria stands as a bridge between Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Arab world. From ancient history to modern aspirations, Algeria continues to write its remarkable story. This land of contrasts and beauty invites the world to discover its treasures and embrace its rich heritage.